This is Radio Nepal. I am Dila Prasai with the news. The headlines first. Silence period for April 23rd by-election begins from midnight yesterday. Government forms 3-member Public Enterprises Recommendation Committee. Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal Prachanda says foundation stone for the construction of Nisgad International Airport will be laid down very soon. 2 persons killed as under construction bridge over Veri River breaks down in Jazakot, and at least 78 people die in Ramadan crash in Yemen's capital Sana'a. Now the news in detail. The government has decided to convene the 4th meeting of the Joint Task Force of Nepal and India formed to facilitate supply of petroleum products and gas. Unveiling the latest decisions of the Cabinet yesterday, Minister for Communications and Information Technology and Government spokesperson Rekha Sharma said the Cabinet meeting also gave a theoretical approval to formulate new bill on the operation of the National Vigilance Centre. The Cabinet meeting has formed a 3-member Public Enterprises Recommendation Committee under the convenership of Shankar Prasad Adhikari. The Cabinet approved the Land Use Regulations First Amendment 2079 Bikram Sambat. The Cabinet gave approval to acquire land for the Kathmandu-Tarai Madhesh Expressway project and extend the timeline of the project for 4 years. Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal Prachanda has said the foundation stone for the construction of Nisgad International Airport will be laid down very soon. Addressing an election assembly organized by the ruling alliance at Gadimayo Bara yesterday, Prime Minister Dahal gave assurances that construction works of the airport would be expedited. The Prime Minister stated that initiatives would be taken to developing Gadimai as a hub of international tourism, and the government has a plan for its conservation and promotion by forming the Gadimai Development Board. The Prime Minister also said citizenship certificate with distribution would be made easier by endorsing the bill from the Parliament soon. Meanwhile, addressing an election gathering organized by the ruling alliance in Chitawan yesterday, Prime Minister Dahal said development revolution would take place after the large development gets completed in Chitawan. The Prime Minister added that the development pace would set up after the completion of mega projects including Kathmandu Chitawan Fast Track, Shaktikhor Industrial Sector, Stadium and Airport expansion. The top leaders of the ruling alliance also addressed the election gatherings. A memorandum of understanding has been signed between the National Assembly of Nepal and the Federation Council of the Federal Assembly of the Russian Federation on interparliamentary cooperation. National Assembly Chairperson Ganesh Prasad Timalsina, who is in Russia visit, and Speaker of the Federation Council of the Federal Assembly of the Russian Federation, Valentina Matvenko, signed the MOU yesterday. The MOU includes the issues of promoting and strengthening interparliamentary business of both the nations. 2 persons were killed when an under-construction bridge over the Veri River broke down at Nalgad Municipality 12 in Jajarkot district. Police have identified the deceased as approximately 40-year-old Purushottam Chamar and Dharmendra Chamar from Bahraich of India. Police said 7 persons sustained injuries in the incident. Condition of an injured is said to be critical. The silence period of the by-election of the House of Representatives has come into effect from the midnight yesterday. The by-election is taking place in Tanaho Constituency 1, Bara Constituency 1 and Chitawan Constituency 2 on April 23rd. Assistant spokesperson at the Election Commission, Surya Prasad Aryal, said the silence period had come into effect from midnight till the polls closed on April 23. Election campaigning and any type of discussion, interaction, assemblies, workshop and gatherings are prohibited during the silence period. At least 26 huts have been destroyed in a fire at Vijayanagar rural municipality in Kapilvastu. According to local people's representative Anwar Musalman, the fire that began at 11 a.m. yesterday was taken under control after 3 hours. Area Police Office Ganeshpur said 9 structures were completely and 17 partially destroyed in the fire. 1 buffalo calf was also killed in the fire. However, the fire caused no human casualties. The Tribhuvan University Office of the Examination Control has postponed its April 23 examinations. Examination Controller Pushparaj Joshi informed that the examination scheduled to take place on April 23rd would be held on April 29, taking into consideration the by-election for the House of Representatives member in 3 constituencies on the same date. He further informed that the DU Central Examination Conduction Committee meeting held yesterday took the decision to postpone the examinations. The decision was made after requests from the Election Commission, Ministry of Home Affairs and Ministry of Education, Science and Technology for the postponement of the scheduled examinations on the by-election day. He shared that all the examinations scheduled for April 23 have been postponed to April 29. You're listening to Radio Nepal Time English News Bulletin. We continue with the international updates now. At least 78 people have been killed in a crash at a school in Yemen's rebel-held capital Sana'a during a charity event for Ramadan, officials say. According to BBC, the incident began after hundreds crowded into a narrow street in the Bab al-Yemen area late on Wednesday to get hands out of $9 from a merchant. A video showed people screaming for help and others trying to pull them free. Later footage appeared to show dozens of bodies on the ground as well as shoes and clothing strewn over steps. Officials from the rebel Houthi movement accused organizers of failing to coordinate with local authorities and said they had been detained. The top national security advisor to Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva has resigned after a video emerged showing the aide inside the presidential palace in Brasilia during rioting on 8th of January. According to BBC, General Marcos Goncalves stepped down after CNN Brazil broadcast CCTV footage of him talking to members of a mob. The general denied accusations that he had facilitated the rioters' entry. General Goncalves said he had arrived after the rioters. CNN Brazil, however, said it had analyzed 160 hours of footage from 22 separate cameras. In its report, the broadcaster showed footage of General Goncalves' toys in the same corridor as some of the people who had stormed the building. Khartoum has been rocked by further shelling on Friday after international leaders called Sudan's Army Chief General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, urging him to agree to ceasefire in conjunction with the Muslim Eid al-Fitr holiday. Among those calling the army chief were Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, his Secretary of State Antony Blinken, the foreign ministers of Saudi Arabia and Qatar, and the Egyptian intelligence chief, according to an army statement. Thousands of civilians have fled Sudan's capital since a violent power struggle broke out last weekend between the army and the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces RSF under General Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo, the previously allied leaders of Sudan's ruling military government. The RSF issued a statement that made no mention of a possible truce and condemned the military for what it said was fresh assaults. At least 300 people have been killed in the fighting so far. Now, the general weather forecast for the country for today. Forecasting Division says the weather is likely to be partly to generally cloudy in the Gandaki Province, Lumbini Province, Karnali Province, and Sudur Paschim Province, along with the hilly regions of rest of the provinces, and mainly fair in the rest of the country. Light to moderate rain with thunder and lightning is likely to occur at a few places of Gandaki Province, Karnali Province, and Sudur Paschim Province, and at 1 or 2 places of rest of the country. Kathmandu's weather report now: maximum temperature of 33 degrees Celsius and minimum temperature of 17 degrees Celsius. With this news, we have come to the end of this bulletin, but before we wrap up the headlines once again. Silence period for April 23rd by-election begins from midnight yesterday. Government forms 3-member Public Enterprises Recommendation Committee. Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal Prachanda says foundation stone for the construction of Nisgat International Airport will be laid down very soon. 2 persons killed as under construction bridge over Veri River breaks down in Jadakot, and at least 78 people die in Ramadan cross in Yemen's capital, Sana'a. Well, that's all that we have for this edition. Our next English news edition is at 2 in the afternoon. You can also listen to us online at our website www.radionepal.gov.np for more news and online programs. Stay tuned, stay safe, and have a good day.